Let's take a look at the Gatorade starting five for the Nuggets. Andre Miller and Vashawn Leonard in the backcourt. Marcus Camby in the middle, Nene, and Carmelo Anthony for Jeff Bzdelik, whose club will play on back-to-back days. It's kind of nice that the Nuggets get an afternoon affair because they have to get ready for another hot club, the Minnesota T-Wolves, tomorrow night at home. So at least they'll get home at a reasonable hour this evening. Take a look at the Gatorade starting five for the Grizzlies. Jason Williams, Mike Miller in that backcourt. Pau Gasol is in the middle. Lorenz in right, and James Posey. Actually, Gasol is really more of a power forward. Lorenz in right will battle down low. There's Hubie Brown in his second season. Had not coached since 1987 when Jerry West gave him a call and he said, you know what? I want you to come, I want you to teach, and I want you to help turn this franchise around, and he has.
He really does. Hubie's done a great job, and they've got such a young team. One of the, I think they're fourth in the league based by age. They've really done a good job there. You know, as I look at these starting lineups, Drew, it's not, we focused a little bit on Carmelo James Posey matchup, but there's some other intriguing ones. Andre Miller, Jason Williams is going to be a good matchup. A scorer in Gasol against a defender Camby, and obviously two bangers in Nene and Lorenz in right. Should be fun.
That was an interesting tap. Jimmy Clark threw it up before evidently Marcus Camby was ready. But the Nuggets end up with the basketball. You make a great point. Camby, because of a back injury, did not play in the first game. Outside Vashawn Leonard, and he misses the three-pointer, knocked outside by Nene. And I think Camby could have a big effect on this game.
He really can, and I know Jeff Bzdelik had a 45-minute film session yesterday and talked to some things, and right off the bat you see some results. And you got to hit the offensive boards harder. Just getting his hand, batting that shot out. Bo Leonard, good spacing, and created another opportunity, and Andre Miller attacked the hoop and got two.
Camby's on Gasol, and Camby comes away with a steal.
There's Jeff Bzdelik talking about that whistle speed, but nice to see Melo already down the court with Nene, and the defense can't get set up. You can have some success.
Here's Camby fading away. He knocks it down, and it's a 4-0 start for Denver.
Pau Gasol said, where was that move? I didn't see anything in my scout report on that. Nice move, Marcus Camby.
Here's Posey cutting through. Jason Williams gives it up to Mike Miller. And Gasol from 20 feet away knocks down the jumper.
Well, that's a situation again. Even though Gasol's he can hit that shot, you've got to get out and contest it. Fortunately, it's a wide open shot.
And Nene being held by Lorenz in right. I think that's the call. And it is, in fact, on Lorenz in right. Take a look at that move by Marcus Camby.
Well, last time down, you see some good movement on the weak side, not enabling the Grizzly D to help. Well, Camby spots that lane open, does a nice job of driving, little step back jumper, and knocked it home.
And a great screen for Carmelo Anthony, get an easy dunk. Andre Miller made that whole play happen. And a quick timeout for Hubie Brown. He does not like how his club has come out in the opening minute 34.
Well, you've got to like the effort right off the bat of the Nuggets, and I think that's what concerned Hubie Brown. But what a pick by Andre Miller. A nice pass, good ball movement. Again, you take it from one side of the court to the other. Defense doesn't have time to quite react and shift. Layup time for the Melo ones.
Well, the Nuggets needed to get off to a good start on the road against one of the hot clubs in the league. You may recall that the Grizzlies kind of stumbled through the latter part of December. They actually lost 7 in a row. Nuggets were part of that losing streak in beating Memphis, and now they've won 7 in a row. And I think they were aided by a period where they were in Portland and supposed to go to Utah. They got bad weather in Portland. Both of those ball games were postponed, so they ended up with some time off. Now, they didn't really get practice time because they were in their hotel. But it allowed them maybe to mentally get together.
Even though you can't get on the court and practice, it's still essential for things you're doing on film sessions and things like that.
Nene makes Gasol give it up. Posey for 3, not there. Rebound Andre Miller. And Andre quickly gets up the court. Carmelo Anthony with it. Denver has a bounce in their step this afternoon.
They really do, Drew, and it's nice to see. And again, you don't have to wait long to get in their offense after sprinting down, and looking already at about their 3rd option off of that.
4 to shoot it, tough shot, and it's a little bit short by Vashawn Leonard. Jason Williams, quick release, and nothing but the cords for Williams, averaging about 12 a game.
Good shot by Jason Williams, but I did like the D by Carmelo. Got up, contested it.
Off to Nene. He decides to drive. Back to Vashon Leonard. They play a two-man game. Nene clearing space, and then a little bit too strong. Lorenzen Wright was the defender.
Now, the only problem with that, and they did a nice job, but you got to keep that balance down low. Get down low. If you get too vertical, that center of gravity's up high, and it causes them to stumble, and that's why he missed that shot.
Here's Jay Will firing again. It's a three. Long rebound to Andre Miller. Here's Nene running the floor. Good catch off the Carmelo, who will flush it. What a pass by Nene.
When you run as a team, Nene ran hard, not able to control the pass, but he had teammates with him. Nice job, Melo getting out on the break, and Nene gets an assist after hustling down the court.
And away from the basketball, Carmelo Anthony, Marcus Camby trying to hold up Paul Gasol, and it'll go on Camby.
Again, when your power forward and your small forward can run hard, Nene underneath the hoop, but still gets down the court. And that's what we saw earlier, a couple games ago. Nene would always get a couple running down the middle. Nice to see him out on that break.
Gasol has to give it up. Mike Miller for three. He's got it.
Well, Bo's got to be aware that Miller has had a hot hand. He needs to not leave very far. Stay tight to him.
Yeah, he's averaging almost 22 a game his last three outings, shooting 62% is Mike Miller. Here's Nene down low, good position, and he'll rattle the dunk home. He almost lost the handle on that.
A nice read by Bo Leonard coming back, an even better pass. Nene, if you get it near him, he's got those great hands. He can knock home shots on the inside.
Lorenzen Wright misses the jumper. Anthony bringing it up the floor. Here's Carmelo, and he turned it over.
Yeah, that's a good call by the official. Melo's got his hand. When you get your hand underneath the ball, they're going to call you for a travel. And Melo was going to put that quick crossover on him, but got caught.
And Carmelo Anthony, battling Mike Miller, picks up the foul. First on Carmelo.
We talk so much about chemistry and maturity in a team. And again, the Nuggets, when you play a team multiple times, young guys like Melo and Nene, they begin to learn traits of other players, and that's what really helps you. Melo's done a good job this year, and it really helped him when he can play a team a couple times.
Nene hangs in there, ripped away by Camby. Here's Andre down the lane, a lot of contact, no whistle. Now the only one back for Vashon Leonard, and Jason Williams finds Mike Miller.
And for the Nuggets, that was a lot of contact, almost a 4-point play too that Andre should have had, and Grizzlies end up getting two back.
Andre all of a sudden all alone.
UB Brown up in the official's face. Hey, where's the call on that one? I think the officials gave a call back to Andre.
Phil, when you were coaching, which way did you want to go? Did you want the offense in front of your bench, as that's flipped in by Wright? Your offense in front of your bench in the first half or the second half?
Normally when you're going well as a team, you want your defense at the end because you figure all you got to do is stop the other team. But I think Coach Bzdelic switched that up, and this game
tapped in by Camby.
Well, sometimes it's good to just change, but again, good ball movement. UB Brown upset with his team's defense.
Second timeout Brown is called. Denver leading by 3, 6:22 to go in quarter number 1 from the Pyramid in Memphis. Marcus Camby making his presence felt on both ends, as he generally does. Nuggets 14 points all in the paint. Good sign as they're up 3 early. Last ball game on Friday night, Mike Miller went off 27 points. He was 4 of 5 from downtown as the Grizzlies beat the Sacramento Kings with their 7th consecutive win. Here's Miller looking for another three. And Posey had his mitts on it for a moment. Andre Miller has his third rebound. Looking up the floor as he dribbles, as all good point guards should do.
And that's good team rebounding. All the big guys had their men tied up inside. Andre Miller gets back in and snags that big defensive rebound.
Anthony looking to break down Mike Miller. He's in deep, and it's rejected by Miller. Here's Posey off to Williams. Quick release for three. And Nene comes away with it.
Nuggets want to run right back. Don't slow down now. Nice driving last time by Melo. Probably should have finished with a left. Didn't recognize Miller. Had such good hops.
Andre Miller, step back jumper. Andre off to a great start. He's got a half dozen. And the Nuggets on a 5-point lead. You're right, Bill. They're doing a good job on the glass. It's been one shot and out for Memphis.
Put some pressure defensively on the Grizzlies. And
here's Gasol. Miller helps out. Shot clock down at 2. And turnover on the Grizzlies. Take a look at our Lexus scouting report on Mike Miller, the native of Mitchell, South Dakota, a town of about 13,000.
What you like about Mike Miller is versatile. He can play the 1, 2, or 3, and the coaching staff can put players in, and he can fit whatever the game needs. You don't have to fit to him. And Mike Miller's a scorer. Sometimes he's a little too unselfish. They want him to shoot the ball a little more.
Well, they've gone with Bonzi Wells, also Stromile Swift out there, and a foul is called. This one is on Bonzi Wells.
The Nuggets, because they are aggressive, have begun to get a couple calls. If you're the aggressive player, you'll get those 50-50 calls. Nice post-up move inside by Andre.
Well, two guys posted in the same spot, and they're going to call an offensive foul on the net. Nuggets had Miller and Carmelo posted up in the same spot. They didn't realize it.
Well, let's see, Stromile Swift with a lot of hands on the ball, and wow, that's a lot of hand-checking contact, which officials are supposed to call.
Here comes Bonzi Wells, and he'll lay it in with the left hand. Wells came over in early December from Portland. Jerry West said, I'm going to give him a fresh start. Bonzi Wells gladly accepted. He can score. Here's Vashawn Leonard. Tough layup made by Vashawn Leonard, his first bucket.
James Posey knows Bo Leonard after playing with him, but Bo able to use that physical ability on Posey's quickness and get to the hoop.
Stromile Swift, good pass from Wells.
We also talked about at the beginning the importance of stringing together some defensive stops. Last couple times, the Grizzlies have strung together some offensive plays that have worked.
Leonard, a little off balance, finds Canby. Marcus just a wee bit off with that jumper on the baseline. Nuggets have defended Gasol very well so far. He shoots the hook over Canby, and Marcus has picked up his second foul.
The Nuggets, after a quick start, look a little out of breath. Maybe a time to go to the bench for a couple bench players in. Chris Anderson off, and Chris's job now as he comes in the game, Drew, he's going to have to play Gasol. Know your scouting report. How does he play? Sal's going to try to post him up, stay on that, over that left shoulder if he's going to back in for that jump right hook. And if he's on the perimeter, you're going to have to get a hand up in his face. Don't leave the ground, but get a hand in his face. You really need Chris to attack the defensive boards. Just like that.
Just like you ordered. Nuggets up 18-16.
Bonzi Wells got called for 10-yard penalty for holding on the Melo.
Well, Bonzi's come on the floor. He's picked up 2 quick fouls. Kevin Fear made the call. Carmelo Anthony out there. Andre Miller, Chris Anderson, Nene, and Vashawn Leonard. Earl Watson's in at the point right now for Memphis. Andre probes and a reach-in foul. And Miller very aggressive here offensively in the first quarter.
Nice to see Andre Miller with that game face on. Kind of had a scowl after driving hard baseline and taking the shorter Watson down in the post area.
Andre knocks down the front end. Tonight, don't miss the series. It's taken Europe by storm. We've been telling you about it for a while. It's high-stakes late-night poker, and Fox Sports Net is the only place that has it. Find out what's been keeping Europe up late as late-night poker comes to Fox Sports Net tonight and every night at 10:30 p.m. Eight in the game for Andre. Coming off a 17-point performance the other night in New Orleans, including a season-best 6 steals. Francisco Elson, next whistle. Bo Outlaw out there, and Bo Outlaw will lay it in.
Offensive players get down in deep, bad things happen. Chris Anderson had to come over and help in that situation, created opportunity for Bo Outlaw.
And the jumper off by Carmelo Anthony. And here's Watson off to Posey. Good control by James Posey. Ties up the game at 20 apiece.
No, Earl Boykins is going to earn 2 foul shots because Watson just grabbed him in the backcourt. Nuggets will take those 2 free throws.
Watson came in to give a break to Jason Williams. He's bought his 2nd foul. Posey on the break makes it 20 apiece. Nuggets with 20, the Grizzlies with 20. Good pace and tempo to this one so far with Bill Hanslick. I'm Drew Goodman. We're at the Pyramid in Memphis. And kids, let the Denver Nuggets make your birthday celebration unforgettable. For only $25 per person with a 10-person minimum, each party goer receives a game ticket, a Nuggets mini basketball, and a $10 concession voucher. That's a great deal. The birthday honoree will also receive a Nuggets hat, a birthday message on the scoreboard, and have their picture taken at half court. So book your birthday party by calling 303-405-1212 today. That would be an unforgettable birthday and birthday party. Earl Boykins at the line and Ryan Bowen out on the floor. Haven't seen Ryan in a couple of ball games, and Boykins knocks down the free throw.
Well, this is a situation again that Nuggets looking for some energy from Ryan, and again, energy on the fast break in. Play good, solid defense, get out and run. This is a lineup that's going to have to score points in transition, not half-court setups. To do that, you've got to string together some defensive stops.
It's an interesting combo out there, Bill. You have Boykins and Miller in the backcourt. They've played together a bunch. Elson, Anderson, and Bowen up front. And they make something happen defensively. It's Andre Miller. Here's Andre driving to the hoop outside for Boykins.
Good ball movement, good cutting by the Nuggets.
Andre goes to the left hand, not there. Andre gets it back. No basket. There was a whistle before the shot by Miller. It's on Stromile Swift.
Nuggets have this crowd in a total quiet atmosphere. You could even hear the official make that call from the far side of the court. But great hustle again by Andre Miller.
Again, he's such a smart player, Bill. He always understands what's going on the floor, who needs the basketball, or whether or not it calls for him, perhaps, to look for his own shot. And this lineup does.
In that last 15 seconds, you saw an Andre Miller steal. You saw an Andre Miller penetration kick out. Earl didn't have the shot. Gets it back to Andre, puts up the shot, misses it, gets an offensive rebound. Way to fill up that box sheet.
Nuggets up 24-20, extending the defense. Boykins on Earl Watson.
When you see different guys really get going.
That was contested by Ryan Bowen. Loose basketball, and it ends up in the hands of Dante Jones, the rookie from Duke.
Nice job by Chris Anderson getting up there, just not able to control it. But again, all 5 guys have to come back and help out.
Bowen with the steal. Here's Boykins down the lane. Pull up from 12. He's got it.
And you can see that play evolving right off the bat. Earl Boykins getting Earl Watson to backpedal, and then he just stops on a dime and hits that pull-up. Good pressure D again by the Nuggets.
Well, this lineup is making it happen defensively, Bill.
They really have, and that's great to see. The energy is there, and Rodney White now gets an opportunity to get in the game. Got to play with a lot of energy on the offensive end for him and defensively.
Here's Anderson, right back to White. White from 12 feet, not there, and which way to go? I guess it was off Francisco Elson.
Good ball movement again. You saw the number of passes, got some cutters. That's a good shot by Rodney. Can't worry about it. You're a shooter. Get another one. You're going to knock that next one down.
Earl Watson.
You see a nice scouting report there. Earl going underneath that screen because Earl Watson is not a good outside shooter. It was out of his range.
That's just knowing your scouting report, isn't it? Anderson, oh boy, that almost cracked the glass. Here's Watson. His shot short. That ball never hit the iron. Now it did. Strohmeyer Swift.
Well, unfortunately for the Nuggets, too many shots in there. Got to come up with those loose balls. The Nuggets will play for last shot, up 4 with 9 seconds. They've had trouble in this situation. They need to attack sooner.
Here goes Boykins from 20 feet. That shot's off, and that will end the first quarter. The Nuggets, a very productive first quarter on the road, leading in Memphis 26-22. Everybody involved. The Nuggets led by Andre Miller, who had 10. You're watching Fox Sports Net, your home for Nuggets basketball all season long. Denver Nuggets basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by First Bank, the Colorado bank for you. By your Colorado Chevy dealers who invite you to test drive the new Chevy cars and trucks. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you? Andre Miller, 10 points in that first quarter. Also had 4 rebounds. Boykins out there, Rodney White, Ryan Bowen, Chris Anderson, Francisco Elson.
I think the Nuggets picking up full court down there. Just sends a little subtle message to the other team. We're gonna be aggressive tonight, and no effect in the backcourt. It just plants that little seed. Nice to see the effort from the Nuggets in that.
Here's Dante Jones, and Earl Watson misses from point-blank range. First time the Nuggets have given up an offensive rebound in tight. Fortunately, it didn't hurt him. Rodney from 20 feet, and it's a little bit short. Elson had it momentarily. Jones had Bonzi Wells, and then he ran over Earl Boykins. Good job by Earl drawing the offensive foul.
Nice job by Earl Boykins, because he was in trouble back there. That was a 2-on-1 situation. Took the gamble that he could get the charge, but Dante Jones should have passed that ball much sooner to Bonzi Wells, and they would have had a layup. Nice job, Earl Boykins.
Nelson against Lorenzen Wright. Bowen cuts through. Here's Boykins, 8 to shoot it. Earl gets a good look and knocks it down. Earl Boykins with 6 off the bench.
Good ball movement again. That time Francisco Elson sets a nice screen, and Lorenzen Wright had read his scouting report and said he can hit that shot, so he didn't leave him.
And a foul against Denver.
What's really good about this situation, the Nuggets have the ability to rest their starters, and that's key. You come back in, you can play maybe shorter stretches, but play a little harder. Get a little more fast break going if you can rely on that bench to give you some quality minutes. Look at scorers right in there right now. You're going to say.
And Chris Anderson called for the foul.
The scoring, it's kind of, both teams are sort of the same way. Bonzi Wells is the scorer for the Grizzlies, and Rodney White the scorer for the Nuggets. And time Bo Outlaw goes in there. Good job by Chris Anderson of recovering. Got a lot of basketball, but Nuggets have to be aware Bo is not a real good free throw shooter. This would be a good situation to get Ryan Bowen on that line. He's coming in. Good read there. Earl needs to block out the other Earl Watson on that perimeter.
That's where Boykins is going right now, off camera. Yeah, they wiped out the first one, Bill. They evidently, for some reason, they said that first one didn't count. I don't know if there was a violation or not. As you look at the first quarter numbers, and Outlaw is with the extra opportunity, gets both free throws.
I guess you get a practice free throw in there.
That's what it looked like. Here's Rodney deep in the paint, and he creates enough space to flip it in. First bucket for Rodney White.
Good patience by Rodney White. 2 shot blockers inside, able to get a little pump fake, freeze them, and go up with a nice little floater.
Dante Jones, speaking of shot blockers, the Nuggets were up in the air looking to swat Jones's shot. Again, a whistle. This one's on Bowen.
Not really sure how Dante Jones got freed up there, but blew by Rodney White on the baseline side. Now, it looked like there were a couple hands on his arm, but good job on that. I mean, if you get beat, that's one thing, but don't give up the layup. No layups. Hammer them hard when they're going up.
Jones, a defensive stopper in his career from Mike Krzyzewski, and he goes 0 for 2. Almost 2 minutes into the second quarter. Here's a 3, and Bowen comes up with the offensive rebound. Ryan doing his thing. Here comes Chris Anderson. A lot of body contact, and it is a block on Lorenzen Wright. We're checking Bo Outlaw.
I like that call. Chris Anderson went hard to the hoop. Outlaw was setting up for the charge. Chris did a little hesitation, jumped to the side. Either Outlaw's feet were in that painted area or in the semicircle area, or he slid sideways.
Chris Anderson leading the NBA in blocks per 48 minutes, and he gets the roll.
Well, you got to like the hustle of Ryan Bowen, and as a rebounder, you never want to just, if somebody's blocking you off, just don't stay in behind him. Run to an open area. That's what Ryan did there, created that opportunity. Again, you see Outlaw just shuffled his feet to the side, and that's what drew the call from the officials.
And nice job by CA. Chris gets both free throws to go down. Denver enjoying their biggest lead. They're up 32-24. Memphis with just 2 points in the opening couple of minutes of this second quarter.
And Bowen doing a nice job chasing Bonzi Wells around.
And it's going to be a foul on Elson.
Jeff Bzdelic.
So don't give up the baseline on him.
Well, you know, in that situation, he came at him too hard. You want to take short little choppy steps, come up with one hand up, but short little choppy steps, kind of ran at him, and Lorenzen was able to fake middle drive baseline.
There's an art to closing at, isn't there?
There really is.
Here's Wells against Rodney White. Shot clock at 5. Wells firing way short.
Good job, Rodney White, getting up on that shooting hand.
And then Rodney's open at the other end. And he'll jack up a 3. And now Memphis looks to run it. But Denver doing a good job getting back in transition.
Gotta like the pace the Nuggets have right now. Chris Anderson just got to be smart. Take away that jump right hook.
And went to the left hand. Outlaw flips it in.
That's the kind of pace the Nuggets want to see. If team scores, take it right back at him. Probe a little bit, see what's happening. Earl able to get a good look at a 15-footer. Good shot.
34-26 Denver. Here's Watson, slapped away by Boykins. Looking for help. He's got it off to Anderson. Denver can take a 10-point lead. Rodney White wide open. He knocks it down. Denver by 10. Here comes another Memphis timeout.
Well, you gotta love the energy of this bench. What a performance. And it's a team performance out there. Earl Boykins sprinting the ball up what he should do. Rodney White, the shooter. Ryan Bowen, hustle plays off the, rebounds. And Earl Boykins with a nice pull-up jumper. And then followed up by Rodney White getting out on the break. This time from Chris Anderson.
The Nuggets enjoying a 10-point lead with 8:40 to go in the second quarter. Earl Boykins has been terrific. He's got 8 points. Tonight's contestant for the makeover points in the paint promotion is Robert Rankin from Denver. If Denver outscores Memphis in the paint this afternoon, Robert will be registered to win a free Mako makeover. Visit participating Mako locations to enter and win. Good luck, Robert. Here's Gasol back in the game. Williams is back in the game as well. Posey, it's rejected by Anderson. Anthony out there, 4-on-2. And a double dribbles call.
Earl and Carmelo laughing at each other, but Carmelo knew he just couldn't get his hands on it. He knew he wanted to get it to Earl, couldn't get his hands on it. Get it to that point guard. Melo be the finisher on the break.
And a foul on Rodney White.
That'll put the Grizzlies in the bonus. Unfortunately, you don't want to get a foul in that type of situation where you're just bodying up.
Been a lot of whistles in the second quarter. 4 fouls on Memphis, 5 on Denver. And Bonzi misses the front end. Wells in his 6th year. Traded for Wesley Person and a conditional 2004 #1 pick. It is protected through the first 3 selections in the draft. The Blazers also got some cash to even up that deal.
Good substitution there. Rodney White had a nice run. Keep that confidence going.
Boykins pulls up, and Elson stuffs it back where it belongs. Nice job by Francisco Elson.
If you run on the break, good things happen. Francisco, nobody blocks him out. Earl pushes the pace. Able to tomahawk home that shot.
Nearly a steal by Anderson.
Chris needs to keep his feet. Just slide your feet.
Lorenzen Wright rejected up high, but Wright ended up with a basketball again.
Earl Boykins take it off again.
And you know what? They didn't call a foul. Jay Will tried to grab him. He was blown past him so fast he couldn't even really grab him, so there was no foul call.
He split the deal, and a lot of times officials will let a play go if they know you've got an advantage there. Not behind him. Nice job again, Earl. What speed on the break.
Williams has to give it up. Nuggets active on both ends. 8 to shoot it. James Posey lost Carmelo Anthony on the weak side.
Well, Carmelo came over and helped out the first time, what he should do. But again, ball you man. Know where your man at. Turned his back. Posey saw that. Cut to the hoop. Easy dunk.
There's a piece in the local paper today in Memphis suggesting that James Posey may be their MVP. 5 to shoot it. And there's Posey making something happen. And Anderson tried to save it, could not. And it is a turnover. I mean, that's saying something with Gasol on your team, Mike Miller, Jason Williams. That in some circles they believe James Posey has been their MVP.
You're absolutely right, and you can see the role he fits on this team, and it's perfect. Perfect piece to the puzzle.
That's going to be a hold on Anderson.
Well, Jason Williams gave Jimmy Clark a little glance on that. He moved up underneath Chris, kind of gave him a shove into Gasol, and that created the contact. But again, this is a nice sequence. That bench gave the starters an extra couple minutes of rest. Now the starters should be ready to go. Come back with that same intensity.
Camby's back out there in the net. The only player not on the floor is Vashon, who normally would be with the starting unit. It's Boykins.
And I think they're just riding Earl because he's got a good pace going. He's got a good touch going. He's knocked down 4 of 7 shots, has 10 points in only 8 minutes.
Gasol with 5. Nuggets leading by 7. They're up by 5 in terms of bench production. Carmelo Anthony wants the basketball in the low post against a good defender, Posey.
Melo's just got to be patient.
And then Gasol came over to help out.
That's a good opportunity. Melo just needs a little more patience. Just kind of back him down. He's got the strength on him. Posey will try to flop on you. Posey backs away a little bit. Melo can just gather himself, give a little pump fake. He'll be able to dish off to Nene or Carmelo to get Gasol off of him.
Mike Miller wants Gasol. He was waiting for him to get to the post. Nene, good job.
Good rotation.
Jason Williams, little runner, that's short. Kicked outside. Miller, long three. He's got it. And for the first time this afternoon, we hear the Memphis crowd.
Again, that's a situation. Carmelo rotated up top, got beat back door, and that created an open lane.
Here comes Carmelo, and a nifty layup by Anthony. He's got 6.
Melo said, enough of this. I'm getting hot, hacked, and chopped, and everything. I'm going to the rack.
Get up tight. Get up tight.
Here's Mike Miller. He's in deep, and it is an offensive foul on Mike Miller. And Camby rolling around on the ground. I think Marcus is okay. That may have been for effect.
Drew, this is some signs of a little playoff intensity. You gotta like it on both sides.
Bill, you make a great point. Both teams realize that they are vying for the, final 2-3 spots perhaps in the Western Conference, and both teams figure to be in the mix till April. Nuggets will take on the T-Wolves tomorrow night back at Pepsi Center. Right now, Denver leading 42-36, 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. With Bill Hanslick, I'm Drew Goodman. I like how Denver's playing on both ends of the floor, and they got a lot of scrap to their game.
They really do, and I think what happened was they got great production out of their bench, from a standpoint of energy and enthusiasm, and that's carried over to the starters coming back in right now.
Nuggets will head up the floor. Andre Miller, Camby, Vashawn Leonard now in for Boykins, who is sensational. Carmelo and Nene. So the starting 5 out there. And that looks like a takedown. I mean, Nene got thrown to the floor by Stromile Swift, and Jimmy Clark said, I didn't see it. And you looked at Kevin Fear. Kevin Fear said, I didn't see it.
That is
therefore,
an
there's no
unbelievable call. Watch Stromile Swift goes right over top of him, swims him, throws Nene down, no call. How could you miss that? That's right in the middle of the floor.
Williams, no go, and a good box out by Marcus Camby. Nene running the floor. Miller pops out. Here's Andre, really a steal, and Nene comes up with it, and then he got too far underneath. Mike Miller was sitting on Nene for a moment. Here comes Miller.
That's what you call Casper the Friendly Ghost, getting up there and blocking your shot.
Stromile Swift.
Jeff Isdella glaring at Nene. That's one thing to miss it at the other end, but you can't let your man post up right underneath the hoop. That's trouble in there. Now the Nuggets need to be careful about getting their tempo down too slow.
Shot clock at 8. Camby alone from 20 feet. Jason Williams bringing it up. Nuggets had an 11-point lead. Williams, and he loses it 3-on-1. Mike Miller, the only one back. And Vashawn Leonard missed a layup. He may get another chance. I guess not. And now it's a 5-on-5 affair. A 3 knocked down by Carmelo Anthony. So it turned out okay.
It turned out really well, but unfortunately, Nuggets blew a golden opportunity on that break. Melo smiling and going, wow, what a play. I'll take the 3.
Yeah, 3-on-1 that turns into a 5-on-5, but you get a 3 out of it. Here's Stromile Swift, top of the key. His jumper, almost an air ball.
Look at the Nuggets back in the boards and trying to get out and run.
And that's an offensive foul. James Posey jumped in front. That's 2 fouls on Anthony.
We talked about it earlier on. Melo hasn't been in the league long enough to know that's James Posey's game. If you're handling it out top, he's going to try to take the charge on you. What James did is he stepped up into Carmelo, cut his angle down on attacking the hoop. Official made the right call.
Williams against Miller. Mike Miller firing off a screen, short. And again, it's one shot now. Nene and Marcus Camby doing a good job inside on the glass, and the guards have helped out also.
They really have. Now there's a situation where Melo's got an opportunity with Miller on him.
And he's going to jack up the jumper, and it's short. You wanted to see him drive there, didn't you?
Get Melo. That's a good opportunity. Just back him down in there. You got too much size on Mike Miller. Nuggets getting some good pace going here, and that bodes well. That takes some of that energy out of the legs of the Grizzlies. They're missing some 3s they normally hit.
There's Camby putting it on the floor. He finds Vo. Anthony open. Here comes Carmelo on a drive. Got him all the way to the glass, couldn't finish the deal. Posey's open, and he didn't handle the pass. Save is made. Stromile Swift off to Jay Williams. And great pass, except Gasol saying, I'm 7 feet tall. You banged it off my knees. Must be watching The Wizard of Oz.
A lot of action there, but no results. But you gotta love the effort.
45-38, Denver, 2:12 before halftime. That, of course, is Shane Battier. Normally, you'd expect to see him quite a bit on the floor for Memphis, but he has bruised ribs and also has been battling the flu the last couple of days. He was limited to just 4 minutes against Sacramento on Friday night, and Hubie Brown's holding him out this afternoon. Let's take a look at our Coors Light League leaders. How about improvement from last year to this year? The Nuggets are already 16 games ahead, at least that's their pace for this season, and Memphis plus 11. You know, the most wins Memphis has ever had in a season, going back to their Vancouver days, is 28. They're within 4 of that mark right now.
Yeah, you're right. Both teams have really improved. They're the surprise teams of the Western Conferences. When you talk to GMs and coaches in the East, you probably got to look hard at Milwaukee and say that's the team that surprised each other. But they are good teams. This is not a fluke that both these guys have the records that they have.
Hubie Brown chewing on Anthony Jordan. Here's Vashon, swivel, jumper, nothing but the cords. How about that move by Vashon Leonard?
That's what you call a rhythm shot, and Vo came in, spun Miller off him, created a little space, and it's almost automatic.
Jason Williams pulls up, no go, stabbed by Marcus Camby. 1.5 minutes to go in the first half. Denver looking for another double-digit lead.
Good job by.
And again, they call the carry.
Melo had the right thought in mind. He was going to go inside to Nene, but got that hand underneath the ball. I think you'll see it right here.
Do you know what? They've allowed a lot more creativity in the modern era, if you will, with the dribble, but at times it has to be called. I mean, if the hand's underneath the ball. Here's Gasol, and that's an air ball. Boy, that Gasol, when he shot it, said, I don't really want to shoot. I mean, you could see his body language. It didn't look like he wanted to shoot it.
Nuggets have a mismatch here. They need to recognize it. There's Melo. Be patient. Good job.
Here comes Nene, and it's rejected. 10 on the shot clock.
You know, that's okay, though. I like the cut off the double team. Double team was coming. Nene just hesitated just a little bit. Go right at the hoop.
Into Leonard. He's got Mike Miller on him. Vo, difficult shot, and that's going to be on Nene, and that is number 2 on Nene. And the Nuggets over the limit, so free throws coming with 48 seconds left. They'll put Stromile Swift on the line, a 70% free throw shooter. Kids, if you participate in the Safeway Read It program, you can meet that man, Ryan Bowen, or Adam Foote of the Avs. Avs won again last night, 5-3. Peter Forsberg in his return with a couple of goals. Visit your local participating Safeway store and pick up your Read It calendar today.
Well, this is a situation. Nuggets will run their floppy, which is really a cross underneath and probably a cross out into pick and roll. Also, maybe like to see Marcus Camby grab a little breather here so he doesn't pick up a 3rd foul before the end of this quarter.
Nuggets leading 47-40. It's been a good first half. Leonard on a post-up, and Vashon was looking for a foul call, and they're going to call warding off, using that off arm on Leonard.
Well, that's a tough situation. Vo trying to post up Miller. Miller 6'8". Vo. See the Nuggets maybe go down to low with Nene, but good move, but getting both Nene and Camby out of the game. 31.1 seconds to go. If you get your 3rd here, then your first foul in the 4th quarter, you got to come out. That'll buy him an extra foul in the second half.
7-second differential between the 2 clocks. And Gasol against Chris Anderson. And they clubbed Gasol. It's on Francisco Elson, I believe. Maybe they got Chris Anderson.
That'll be a good situation. Good tape learning experience on that. What Chris wants to do, yeah, you want to pressure, but if you give up the jump shot, that's okay. You don't want to give up a drive to the hoop. Stay on that right hand, stay down, just get your hand up. But Chris got a little too tight, a little too vertical, and Gasol's good at putting that ball down and going to the hoop, so he'll earn 2.
So Gasol with a couple of free throws. Well, at halftime, we'll have the Chevy halftime report, news and notes, stats and highlights, and closer look at that matchup, Carmelo Anthony and James Posey. 20-second timeout for Jeff Bzdelik. He wants to draw up something offensive for the final 10 seconds. Yeah, the Nuggets have done a lot of things right in this first half against Memphis. Then you look at the scoreboard and you say, boy, it's only a 6-point separation. If Gasol makes the free throw, it's only 5.
Well, I look at it more like, how's your energy level? Who's had the better energy? And you definitely look at the Nuggets and say, their energy level has been better. If they can continue in that in the second half, they'll have a great opportunity to win this game. Yeah, it's tightening up here a little bit. Nuggets missed some opportunities the last couple times down, but overall, you got to really be pleased with their first half. Out rebounding the Grizzlies by 5 and out shooting the Grizzlies. And unfortunately, they got in a little early foul trouble in this quarter, so the Grizzlies been able to get to the foul line and make them pay there. This will be their 14th free throw to only 8 for the Nuggets.
Well, let's see what they've drawn up offensively.
9 seconds to go. They need to attack right away. Don't wait.
Andre Miller in deep, gets a layup with 1 second to go.
Nothing deep. Keep that ball in front of you.
And Earl Watson won't even take a shot. So Denver will have a 7-point lead on the road in Memphis against one of the league's hottest teams. 49-42. Denver leading the Grizzlies, trying to end their 7-game winning streak. You're watching Fox Sports Net, your home for Nuggets basketball all season long. We'll be right back with the Chevy halftime report. Well, it was an entertaining first half, particularly from a Nugget perspective. Denver leading by 7. Bill Hanslick's made his way over to Scotty Brooks, one of the Nugget assistant coaches.
Scotty, got to be really pleased with that energy, particularly off that bench in the first half. Any adjustments to keep that going in the second half?
Well, we came into the game, we want to prevent them from getting easy scores in the transition game. We did a good job of preventing that, and we want to bust out more and more. But the bench came in, did a great job. It was a great half, but you don't win by playing one good half. We got to come back with a better second half.
That was a great half. Drew, back to you. Let's look forward to a great second half.
All right, Bill, thanks very much. It's amazing how quickly a guy goes from a player to sounding like a coach of 25 years. You look at Jeff Bzdelik, Scotty Brooks, there's only one good half. Now we got to have another good half. Even better in the second half. He's got coaches speak down, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
Scotty's doing a great job for the Nuggets. Guy who hopes one day to be a head coach in this league. Here's Mike Miller. Carmelo on him. Shot clock down to 3. Lorenzen Wright's got to throw one up, and he hits it with a second on the shot clock.
Yeah, like great D by the Nuggets. That's okay. I mean, you're going to make some shots like that. They got to continue that intensity. Push the ball up. Miss or made.
Here's Andre Miller. Goes baseline on Jason Williams. Now step away jumper. And the rebound to Mike Miller.
Hear the Memphis staff yelling, go, go, go.
And Gasol goes down to the floor. And he called the timeout in the middle of the paint. And it'll be a 20-second timeout. You know what? Jason Williams had the layup. Watch this. Well, I guess he was worried about Marcus Camby.
Well, Camby did a nice job of just waiting. Then they could have played with him a little bit there, but still good situation for the Nuggets because the Grizzlies have to use a 20-second timeout on a, so-so possession. So
here's the breakdown individually. Andre Miller and Earl Boykins in double figures for Denver. Memphis has yet to see a player break into double figures. Carmelo right there also with 9 points on 4 of 9 shooting.
Again, I would look at this situation as a coach and say, all right, in my mind, I've got to tell my team, run the basketball. Miss or made, push it up the court. We're going to give you an early rest maybe this third quarter. Maybe at the 6-minute mark, you start getting some subs in there. Bench be ready to go. We got to have that intensity, and that's what keyed the first half.
You know, Memphis probably got an earful from Hubie Brown, and they're going to make a charge here to begin the second half. They're on a 4-0 run as Gasol hits just his second field goal. The Nuggets have done a good job against him.
It really was. 2 good contested shots. They won't make those shots all night, but the Nuggets don't want to get it caught in a half-court game.
Nene rolls to the hole, and Carmelo throws it down, but first a foul. Good. And that'll send Nene to the line.
Good read by Vo Leonard. Nene tacked the rim that away, but even more importantly, it wasn't a finished shot. There you saw Melo coming in on the offensive rebound, and that's what he's got to do. Didn't have any in the first half. Go attack the rim on shots, Melo. You can finish up there.
And Nene misses on his first free throw attempt of the afternoon.
He looked like he needed a little massage from the masseuse. Lighten up there, Nene. Relax, buddy. Feel that shot. Much better on that second opportunity.
Boy, you coached him up well. 50-46. The Nuggets by 4. They had an 11-point lead in the first half. Gasol against Camby. Jason Williams, this is a monster throw. He can do that, though. He has some of the best range in the league. It's a 1-point game.
Well, and unfortunate again, 3 good shots by the Grizzlies. Just keep staying with it, Denver, but push the basketball. Push it. Miss or made, you cannot get caught walking it up.
Camby off to Nene, and Nene had his shot affected. Jason Williams spins out of traffic. Now the numbers are there. Posey just did stab it. Here's Williams. And Lorenzen Wright had it blocked from behind, I believe, by Anthony.
There's a run out by the Nuggets, and again, that's what you want to do.
Finger rolls off, and again, Memphis with the basketball. Williams, 3-on-2. And Gasol, that was kicked by Nene. It'll remain with the Grizzlies. So Memphis comes out running, and they're led by Jay Will. I mean, that shot he threw up was 10 feet behind the three-point line.
He was way out there, but, you know, Andre did what you should do. Get that hand up. That's a low percentage shot. Jason Williams been known to hit some of those.
Now, Williams last game was 5 of 7 from downtown. Here's Gasol from 20 feet. Now you got to get the rebound. Camby does.
There's the guy that can do it for the Nuggets. Nuggets want to attack. Keep attacking, Vo.
Here's Camby. And James Posey with the rebound. And Posey will give Memphis a lead, 51-50, and Denver will call a timeout. You knew the Grizzlies were going to come out hard to begin the third quarter. They have, and they've completely wiped out the 7-point deficit. Gasol on a handoff, James Posey on a dunk, 51-50 Grizzlies. Denver Nuggets basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Safeway. Visit participating Safeway stores to pick up your Read It calendar. By Bengay, try what's hot in pain relief, new Bengay pain relieving patch. And by Cooney Lexus and Stevenson Lexus. Lexus, the pursuit of perfection. Yeah, Denver, for the first time in a while, working from a deficit. They're down 1. Here's Camby to the hole, and he'll lay it in. Marcus Camby, 2 steps from 17 feet, and has laid it over the rim. 6 points for Marcus. Denver back on top, 52-51.
Good play out of a timeout. Gave Memphis a little of their own play. Little rub off by Andre Miller. Can be able to go right down the middle of the lane.
Here's Mike Miller, and that's a long 2. 10 points for Miller.
And Memphis is going to get a delay a game. Last time down, nice little rub screen by Andre Miller. Camby knows what to do with it. Just tack right down the middle of the lane. No help from the Grizzlies' weak side because there was a double screen pin down for Vo and tied up the weak side.
Nuggets running a set play. Camby out of the high post. They're going to post Andre Miller on Jason Williams. Posey looking to help, and full Nelson applied by Jason Williams. And that'll be the first on Jay Will, as he is known to his teammates. 2 fouls on the Grizzlies. Carmelo got free underneath.
Now caught James Posey again trying to go high over that screen. He needs to chest up Carmelo and send him high side on that screen and get some help on the high side. But Melo with a hard cut. That's why he earned that backdoor too. Nice to see Melo getting the ball inside.
Good job by Camby forcing Gasol out from where he wanted to catch the basketball. Then he stays on the floor, and they're going to count that basket though.
Well, the Nuggets are trying to let Marcus play Powell straight up, but when he's dribbling the ball that much, they've got to take some digs on him. That looked like good defense. Last time down, Melo, beneficiary of another back screen by Andre Miller, gets a layup. Kind of interesting. Your point guard, when you screen well as a point guard, it creates mismatches or situations you don't expect, and Andre frees up 2 of his teammates for layups.
Well, the master at that for so long was the now retired John Stockton. Away from the ball. That's a hold on Mike Miller. Now 3 team fouls on Memphis. They lead by 2, 56-54.
Andre's telling Carmelo to read this. Watch Melo step back. A little not quite patient enough.
And Carmelo got past James Posey, and Posey had to foul him.
That's a situation, Andre. It was kind of interesting. It's right in front of us, Drew. Andre's telling, just kind of mouthing the words, read it. And we didn't quite get it back far enough, but Melo got it back up top and just attacked the hoop.
And now it's a 4-1 foul count. Grizzlies in the third have outscored Denver 14-5, and Deshaun Leonard has to commit the foul. And Jimmy Clark's going to confer with Kevin Fear. I don't think they have possession yet, so they're trying to figure out, is it a situation where it's a shot in the basketball?
Well, they're going to get 1 shot and the ball back in that situation.
No, they're going to take it on the side.
Oh, they're going to get it on the side.
And I think it's the right call, because you have to have possession for it to be a clear path.
Good call, Drew, because that is a good call.
Lorenzen Wright, the Memphis native, off to Gasol. One-on-one with Camby. And Marcus does a great job. Boy, he is so long, such a good defender. Here's Nene running the floor. He'll catch, and he tried to get it back to Carmelo.
And Nene running hard. Go ahead and take that up. You're the power forward.
Here's Jason Williams. Short with the 3. Andre Miller's been everywhere tonight.
Nuggets again tacking the Grizzly D.
Carmelo missed. There's Nene with an offensive rebound.
And again, Drew, when you fast break like that, you may miss the shot, but blockouts are very tough because everybody's scrambling their man. Nice job, Nene, to pick up that offensive rebound.
Camby, jumper's got it.
Well, nice job by Melo on that pass. Camby spaced him out. Grizzly weak side not able to rotate across.
And we're even again at 56. Almost halfway home in quarter number 3.
Hey, Marcus!
Good help by Andre Miller.
And again, Camby doing a job, and they just handed Camby his 4th. Jeff Bzdella can't believe it. Anthony Jordan, the young official, has made a number of calls here in the second half.
Well, that weak side official had an angle, but Marcus doing a nice job getting his hands up.
Yeah, he's on his arm a little bit.
A little bit. I'd like to see Marcus, when you're in that situation as a defensive player, go ahead and try to take a charge one time. Get a little flop going on there. But Gasol is really putting that ball down and trying to make a quick move, and Marcus able to move his feet in front.
Well, Camby now will leave with 6:08 to play in foul trouble with 4. And he has something to say to Anthony Jordan as he departs. Chris Anderson has replaced him. (57-56). Anthony, here he goes to the hoop, and he traveled. He turned his ankle. That's a shame. He would have an easy two. It's a good call. Carmelo rolled his ankle.
Yeah, he tried
just a little bit. He's going to be okay, but it was enough that he walked.
He saw Gasol coming. He wanted to just change direction one more time. I would have liked to see him just run him over. It looked like he was inside that circle. Yeah, Gasol was hard to tell there, but he did roll that ankle just a little bit. Hopefully that's okay.
Bonzi Wells out on the floor. He's on a wing against Anthony. They want Gasol. And a foul on Chris Anderson. Now the Nuggets big men starting to get in trouble because that's 4 on Anderson.
Well, the Nuggets can be smart in this situation. Again, you talk about a maturity of a team and veteran players reading each other. That's a good situation where Nene, even though it's not his man, could go ahead and yell switch because Swift is right in his same area. Go ahead and switch it. I think Jeff Bzdelik may be telling Nene something about that right now. We're going to get a little
blood on the elbow of Nene, being cleaned up by Nugget trainer Jim Gillen.
That's a situation where you get, what do you get, 30 seconds here, Drew, to get it stopped, or you got to come out, but it's in a free kind of 30 seconds on this. Big red Jim Gillen working quickly here.
I'm betting on Jimmy getting the cut closed in time.
Jeff Bzdelik working the official just a little bit here. The fight doctor got him back in action.
Hey, Kevin Fierce saying that he's saying it wasn't close to his satisfaction.
Hey,
so
I'll take a timeout then.
Big Jeff Bzdelik saying, okay, we'll take a timeout then. He was starting to put Elson in the ball game. 57-56. Grizzlies, 5:35 left in quarter number 3. (57-56). Memphis leading by 1. And Nene will stay on the bench at least momentarily. Coming up later on tonight, it's the Rocky Mountain Sports Report. Colorado taking on Kansas in Lawrence today. Let the party begin. Both teams have arrived at the Super Bowl, Carolina, New England. And our Fox focus on a young man who is blind but wrestling for his high school team. What a great story that is. Here's Stromile Swift on a drive. And oh man, he just threw it in with his left hand. He's fouled by Elson.
Well, Francisco had those hands on him, and when you're going to the hoop, if you put it up, watch him kind of get that look. Even though he didn't push him hardly at all, if that hand's on it, the official's going to call that play. And kind of a lucky shot.
It's a key point in this basketball game. It's now a 4-point lead, the largest of the ball game for the Grizzlies. And the Nuggets have Elson and Anderson out there because Marcus Camby's in foul trouble. See if Anthony can take over. And Carmelo had it knocked out of bounds.
Melo's starting to get a little frustrated with officials himself, saying every time down it's a Memphis, our foul on Memphis. We can't get a free throw on our end. But keep attacking that rim, Melo. Nice job.
Off to Andre Miller. Andre pulls up, and he was bumped by Williams.
Now we've seen that Nugget run that play before, and it's a really tough play to defend. And if Andre gets that ball in the painted area, point guards that are not as tall as he is, he can just rise over them. And nice pick by Chris Anderson, freeing up Andre to get that jumper off.
First miss at the line from Andre Miller, 4 of 5. He's at 85%, one of the better free throw shooters in the league. I jinxed him, evidently.
Now the Nuggets in a situation where They've got to stem this tide, and to stem it, you got to do it on the defensive end and run.
Wells cuts through. Anderson fronting Gasol, 6 to shoot it. Here's Swift on a drive again, and he'll lay it in. Stromile Swift, former #2 pick in the draft by the Grizzlies in 2000, with 13 off the bench.
Francisco's just got to be tougher. Hack them hard, no layups.
Denver needs to answer here. 10 on the shot clock. Miller, and that could be goaltending, is it?
Well, all three officials were looking at each other saying who's going to make the call, but that's an easy goaltend call. Nice post up Andre, who lets it fly. Stromile catches it right at the peak. That's goaltending.
That is goaltending. Andre will have a chance for a 3-point play. Vashawn Leonard will come out of the ball game. Earl Boykins will come in.
It's a good time for Earl to re-energize the Nuggets' speed component, which was so successful in the first half.
Miller's 15 leads Denver. It's a 3-point game. Anthony and Wells really battling in the mid-post. That's what the crowd's reacting to. Posey looked like he walked. He turned it over. Denver trying to get the running game going. Nene couldn't get it off to a guard, so he'll take it across himself. Chris Anderson now will back it out. Good decision by Chris.
Very good decision by Chris.
Whoa, Earl, good catch. 8 to shoot it. Miller trying to take Posey. Shot's got to go up. Not what the Nuggets wanted. Boy, they had a good opportunity early in that possession. And then Miller and Posey coming together, and Andre was really frustrated. And now Anthony Jordan, they may be a double foul here.
Well, the other official came in, and Andre hot at the official.
And Kevin Fear is going to tee up Andre Miller.
Yeah, that's a situation where Kevin Fear needs to react with his other official. Say, did you see the whole play? And the other official was coming in to say, I think I saw something. He said, no, get away. My call.
Well, somebody needs to, right now, Andre Miller's and Kevin Fear. Somebody on the Nuggets need to get in there. Now, Carmelo Anthony, a rookie's doing it. Andre's usually very composed, but the last thing you want to do is allow a player who just got teed to get that close to the official who just teed him.
Yeah, Melo did a nice job walking in there, but Andre will regain his composure. And Posey made another veteran play. When you're running up court, sometimes you can lock a guy's arm and stumble around and act like, hey, he's not letting me run on the fast break.
This could turn into a 3-point play.
Andre's still glaring at Kevin Fear. You know, officials sometimes recognize that because Andre's not a complainer on the court, so be surprised if Andre gets a call back here sooner or later.
65-59. And an offensive foul. They didn't get a call back. Kevin Fear has something on Denver. It's on Anthony. Or is it?
Yeah, Kevin Fear's a little confused here.
He was pointing the other direction.
Now he's got it back on Bonzi Wells, which
he just changed it.
There's the little makeup call, but you watch Bonzi's got his hands all over Carmelo. Now you see it. Well, you couldn't quite see it there, but kind of you got that arm in and grabbed on top of Melo's arm. So
both teams were over the limit. So Anthony at the line, and Nuggets got to hit their free throws.
Nuggets were 8 for 8 in the first half, but
since that time they're 2 of 6. You know, all you ask for on the road most of the time when you're playing a quality team is to have a chance late in the basketball game.
Well, you really do. And this is a quality team, and the Nuggets have played a great game. Just got to get their composure going, get their game going the way they want.
And who's this on? It's on Wells again. Bonzi has just picked up his 4th.
Well, Nuggets, Andre Miller getting his calls back, but Andre switched off on Bonzi. First, Bonzi whacks him once, and Andre knows he's going to go to that low post box, but you see him get that off arm up on there.
Andre against Mike Miller. Here's Boykins. Nuggets trying to get some movement going. Nearly a steal. And Earl had that one rejected easily. Ball's loose. Somehow Denver came up with it. And then Chris Anderson almost turned it over. Boykins. Boy, this thing's turned ugly the last minute. Underneath, Carmelo will lay it in and settle things down.
Melo give a little glare to Stromile Swift. Say, come on, big fella. I got something for you inside here.
65-62. Anthony's got 14. Mike Miller didn't get the roll. And then that shot Smith from point-blank range. And Nene's out of bounds. Boy, this thing has gotten really strange the last couple of minutes.
Chris Anderson got whacked in the eye there a little bit. And they able to battle Outlaw for that possession.
Wells, top of the key jumper. Anthony with Wells on him. Here's Carmelo, hard to the hole. Gives off to Anderson, and here comes Memphis. Bo Outlaw trying to put a fork in it. Lob to Swift. That'll get the crowd up. Stromile Swift averaging 9 a game, has 15 off the bench.
Nuggets just have to get their game back. Plenty of time to go. And that's what we talked about. That's what the Nuggets need to go to. Bonzi Wells is guarding Carmelo in the post. That's a big mismatch. Go for it. This time you see Nene in a switch, but fortunately Carmelo didn't get back. Andre had to guard Stromile, and that's no match. That's an easy play. Just throw it up by the rim. And he'll dunk it home.
So Anderson with a couple of free throws in a 7-point game.
Big free throw by Chris Anderson to cut into that Grizzly lead, and these are big. These are a big point. You don't want the Grizzlies to get away from you. Just keep it within striking range, and it always goes to the other team's head.
Rodney White will come in. Next whistle for Denver. Swift, bad pass taken away by Andre Miller. Andre in deep. He's fouled. He'll go to the line.
Nice job of fast break, and Melo gets out, pulls a defender with him. That time Miller had to pick up Andre Miller. That's no matchup, and Andre blows right by him, draws the foul.
So Andre to the line. We'll tell you that nothing but net. John Elway Auto Nation Internet. Visit elwaydealers.com for over 7,000 new and used vehicles. See elwaydealers.com today. Andre can make it a 4-point game here. And he does.
Nuggets hanging in there after a big run by Memphis.
Stromile Swift nearly lost it. Here he comes, and he fouled Bonzi Wells on the weak side.
That's a situation when you're a weak side defender, you need to sink to the level of the ball. Two Nuggets got caught up high, but
right back at you. Carmelo Anthony down the lane. Final minute of what has been a physical third quarter. Earl Watson allowed to drive. His first bucket of the game. Boykins will pull up. Mike Miller finds Bo Outlaw. That's a foul on Rodney White.
Last couple of possessions, the Nuggets defense really broke down. Grizzly guards attack in the middle and able to get to the hoop a couple times in a row, and that really hurts.
Nuggets could be in a situation, should be in a situation, Bill, where they get 2 for 1 here at the end of the third quarter, down by 6, and Bo Outlaw, a shaky free throw shooter at the line.
Again, we talked about it before. When shaky free throw shooters are on the line, you've got to rebound the basketball first. Andre Miller will go inside, and that's good to see. And Rodney White makes a good move by switching positions, putting Nene blocking out Stromile Swift. All those little things make a difference, and if you win or lose a game, those are big sequences.
Let's see if the Nuggets do indeed get 2 for 1. Boykins, and Earl turned it over. And Miller's ahead of everybody, and he's going to lay it up and in. Nuggets down by 9. This is their largest deficit. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Rodney White up top, double clutch jumper, not there. Anthony didn't get it out of his hand. Nuggets waited till there was about a second left to get a shot off. And so that offensive rebound is wiped out. Well, the Grizzlies had the right answers in the final minute, and they take a 9-point lead. They were plus 16 in that quarter. We're in Memphis, Tennessee at the Pyramid. The place the Grizzlies call home till FedEx Center opens next year. With Bill Hanslick, I'm Drew Goodman, set for the fourth quarter. And the Nuggets want to get out of that third quarter because it was not pretty. 34-18, they were outscored. And the Grizzlies now shooting 50% for the game. They were down around 40% at halftime when the Nuggets had a 7-point lead. The reason they're at 50%, Hans, they shot 13 of 19 from the floor in the third.
Yeah, when you're pulling the ball out of the basket, taking it out on your end line, the Nuggets have not been able to generate any speed game. And point production is really going to have to go up this quarter. But this is a tempo-type game, Drew. And 9 points is not like playing an Eastern Conference team where that's like a 20-point lead. The Nuggets have an opportunity to get back in.
You bet they do. And they'll have the basketball to begin things. Andre Miller, Carmelo Anthony, Earl Boykins, Marcus Camby, and Rodney White. Mike Miller, Earl Watson, Bo Outlaw, Lorenzen Wright, and Bonzi Wells for Memphis. Here's Camby, step back jumper. And the rebound of Bo Outlaw. Lorenzen Wright jump hook, and it's an 11-point lead.
Well, this is a situation as a team. You just got to knuckle down and get tough.
Boykins needs help. Somebody's got to come to the basketball. Anthony on a penetration, and that'll count. You know what? Some teams have really started to be physical. We've talked about it the last month with Carmelo Anthony, and he welcomes that. He likes playing that kind of basketball.
We were just talking about some toughness. Melo just says, "Hey, I'm going to the rack here." Outlaw trying to draw the charge, not able to get his feet set up.
19 for Anthony.
It's a good start for the Nuggets' first possession offensively.
Here's Wright, turnaround jumper, Lorenzen Wright.
Well, Memphis execution has been very good. The Nuggets just need to react a little quicker defensively.
Well, they're 15 for their last 21. I'd say that's good execution. Here's Anthony on a drive again, and he would have had a chance for a three-point play.
You know what you really like about that drive is a situation. Melo catches it at 15 feet. His first step is too explosive, goes right by Miller.
See the numbers through three quarters.
You said it, Drew. What really upped that Memphis shooting percentage, 13 of 19, and bench scoring and points in the paint have been all Memphis.
You know, Hubie Brown has watched the Nuggets go to Carmelo Anthony on 2 of the first 3 possessions in the fourth quarter. So he'll remove Mike Miller and he'll assign James Posey to the Nuggets rookie start.
We've seen Melo heat up before in the third quarter, so this should be a good matchup and one we've been following all game.
Here's Earl Watson on a drive, and he makes a pretty left-handed layup. Here's Rodney White down low. Rodney creates some space, and he flips it a jump hook. Duck the shoulder a little bit to get separation.
Good attack by Earl Boykins, again off a made shot. Basically a fast break hoop.
Well, the offense is coming. Now the Nuggets have to get some stops.
Again, in this situation, Marcus needs to play behind Lorenzen Wright in that post. Don't front.
Well, Wright's feeling it. That's in and out. And now the Nuggets can cut it to 6, maybe 5. Here comes Boykins.
You can always see Earl ready to attack. You see the Nuggets go right back to Carmelo.
Earl, 3 ball. That's off. And Lorenzen Wright pulls it down. And Watson has gotten Marcus Camby to commit his 5th foul.
Well, Marcus mad at himself in that situation there. You got a 6'3" point guard coming in, ball faking him, getting him up in the air. Marcus could have just stayed down on that one and taken his chances, but that's a huge foul.
Nene making his way to the scorer's table. We'll see how Jeff Bzdelik plays it with 9:36 left. And the Nuggets down by 8.
Okay, you're up 2.
Watson, 4-year starter at UCLA. 2nd-round pick of Seattle originally. And he has his 5th point all in the second half. Saturday at 7 on Fox Sports Net. The DU Pioneers will tip off against the Privateers of New Orleans. Trying to make a move in the Sun Belt standings. Pioneer basketball Saturday at 7 on Fox Sports Net. So it's a 10-point game. Tough shot knocked down by Andre Miller.
Good read by Andre. Caught Posey fronting Melo, and Melo able to seal him and made that driving lane baseline side for Andre, who pulled up on the jumper and knocked it home.
Right now they want to post up Bonzi Wells. He's got the size advantage on Andre Miller. Andre hanging in there, good defense, and the long rebound comes to Bo Outlaw, who was actually boxed out by Rodney White.
Yeah, there's 2 things about rebounding. 1, box out. 2, go after it. Rodney did a great job blocking off, but
Wells gets the roll. And at the other end, Rodney White. And Rodney misses. Carmelo taps at it, and it'll be Memphis basketball. 10-point lead, 86-76 with 8:36 remaining from the Pyramid. Denver Nuggets basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by your Rocky Mountain Ford stores. No boundaries. Well, the Nuggets got 86-76, but there's still plenty of time left. 8:36 to go in the fourth quarter. With Bill Hanslick, I'm Drew Goodman. The Grizzlies and Nuggets will meet 2 more times this year. A half game separated these 2 clubs in the standings. Denver ahead of Memphis beginning this Sunday. by that half game. We told you this would be a tough stretch for Denver at New Orleans Friday night, Sunday here, and then tomorrow night home against the T-Wolves, playing great basketball. Bonsley Wells, and you don't want to see him start to heat up because he can score points in bunches. Remember the playoffs last year? He went for 45 in a game.
Well, I think you said that right. They've got some tough veterans off the bench that have playoff experience and they're playing hard.
Nene posting up, Lorenzen Wright pushing him. And the foul's on Wright. 13 foul on the Grizzlies, 1 on Denver here in the 4th. Denver's got to make a push. It's got to happen here.
They do, and they're going to have to go at it offensively, attack.
Here's Boykins attacking. Rodney shakes free, goes inside. Bad decision. Bonsley Wells read it. One pass too many that time.
Rodney's a shooter. Shoot the basketball. Had a couple good opportunities there. Go ahead and shoot it.
Well, one thing, Rodney White and Carmelo Anthony, very close friends. They always look for one another. Here's White from Anthony, and it's erased. Rodney's going to get it back. Good pass to Nene. He lets traffic clear and lays it in. 10-point game again. 5 points for Nene.
Give Rodney White credit for staying with the play. Play it the whole way. Nice steal by Andre Miller to start that fast break.
Wright drives and he lays it in. Nuggets, as you know, cannot trade baskets. And that's what they've done here in the 4th.
Lorenzen Wright is a right-handed driver. You got to take away that move.
Here's Miller. Outside Boykins, 16 feet away. Well, the Grizzlies have shown a lot of toughness and a lot of character in this second half. I mean, they have a 7-game winning streak, and the Nuggets took it to them, I thought, in the first half, but they hung in there. Look at this. They're getting anything they want in the second half. Bo Outlaw, and one.
Well, their defense has just been better in this second half. The Nuggets not able to stop the Grizzlies, and time Rodney White showing out on that curl and opens up a backdoor cut, and then he's got to come over to help out, and then Rodney can't get caught stranded out there. He's got to show quickly and then get back. You got to anticipate that pass is going to come backside on you. If you hang out there, it's a pretty easy cut.
Rashawn Leonard has come back as you look at Pau Gasol.
That last situation, coaches often talk about stunning out on a down pick.
I mean, Andre Miller was standing in the paint. Bo Outlaw is so deliberate at the free throw line, and the Nuggets know he's not a good free throw shooter, that you're leaning, and Andre leaned too much. Watch this. I mean, he's trying to anticipate. I wonder if Outlaw does that on purpose.
Well, you know, one of the things about that, you're allowed to step in the lane, but as long as you get back before he shoots it, you can get back. But he caught 3 Nuggets in there that time.
And a timeout. 6:29 to go. The Grizzlies enjoying their biggest lead of the afternoon. They're up 14, 92-78 on their home floor, trying to extend their winning streak to 8 games for Hubie Brown. Well, there is Jerry West, Hall of Fame basketball player, one of the great clutch players in league history, and the president of the Memphis Grizzlies. He surprised a lot of people when he left Los Angeles, and he has helped turn things around here in Memphis.
When you look at,
Go ahead, Bill.
You know, I was just thinking there, Jerry. You look at the Grizzlies team, and it has got a real good feel to it. Nuggets have a great team. They're building. I think right now, just because of some of the veteran players that they have with some playoff experience, they have got the right kind of chemistry going, and that's why they've got a big win streak.
Well, they have a lot of confidence right now, and they bounced back from a long losing streak in December. Here's what's on tap tomorrow night. We're on the air with the pregame show on Fox Sports Net at 6:30. The T-Wolves in town. That means KG and company. Then Chicago comes to town, 6:30. And the Nuggets back on the road for a Saturday afternoon affair against Dirk Nowitzki and Dallas. And the Mavs playing outstanding basketball. So this, again, not to be repetitive, a very difficult stretch for the Nuggets. And a little ticky-tack foul on Bo Outlaw. Let's check our Vovo game summary. Nuggets will take it out on the side. 50-29 Memphis in the second half. That's basically all you need to know about this game. And Memphis, after being outscored by the Nuggets bench in the first half, has had their way in the second half. Stromile Swift with 15 points off the bench. Lorenzen Wright, well, he's a starter. Bonzi Wells off the bench with 11. And Bo Outlaw draws the foul on Vashawn Leonard.
Well, Bo just runs right the play the way he was supposed to run it, but Outlaw recognizes it, just runs him over.
Bonzi Wells shakes past Andre Miller, and it's 94-78. And I think Jeff Bzdelik's going to look at this for another minute or so. And if the Nuggets can't make a significant run, he may try to save his starters for tomorrow night. The starters have all played, with the exception of Leonard and Canby, 30-plus minutes. In fact, Anthony's at 37. Andre Miller's at 37. They're looking at 40-plus minutes for the game tomorrow night. 23 for Anthony.
Andre Miller's still a little hot on that last situation. Got a good pick on Bo Outlaw. Melo with a nice little step-back shot, knocked it home.
You know, Memphis was able to really create that big lead without their starters on the floor, Bill. A lot of backdoor cuts now. Gasol cleans up the Posey miss.
This is a situation where
you got to keep playing. Is what the situation is.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's.
Here's Boykins. Comes to Carmelo. Layup is good. Count the basket. Gasol and Nene getting into it. Well, one of the things about Paul Gasol is, they said he was a little bit soft his first 2 years. He took that to heart. He gained 25 pounds in the offseason in the weight room. And he also said, you know what? I'm going to show that I'm a tough guy. And he has gotten into a couple of, not real scraps, but he stood his ground this year, which perhaps he wouldn't have done in the past. And you know Nene is as tough as they come.
It'll be interesting to see how they call this situation, because there are about 3 or 4 grabs. It's whichever one the referees saw first time they looked at that situation.
And Bo Outlaw, you're not seeing this off camera, is jawing at Carmelo Anthony, trying to get in his head.
Well,
this has been a physical game, but you kind of knew it would. Two teams battling for the playoffs. Two teams trying to rise up in the NBA.
well, Bo Outlaw rose down on that play, and nice to see Andre Miller get physical. That's his playoff basketball. You got to be tough.
Double tax on Gasol and Nene. I thought there was a foul originally on the shot made by Carmelo Anthony. Posey just robbed into the basket.
Well, that's one of the things Jeff Bzdelik would talk to his team yesterday on a extended film session. Lock and trail. Trail your man around. Don't quit on the pick.
98-80, the Grizzlies by 18. They've blown this thing wide open. The Nuggets led by 7 at halftime. 98-80 the score, 4:35 to go. Memphis leading by 18 with 4:35 remaining in the fourth quarter. Tomorrow on the Best Damn Sports Show period, the guys discuss Super Bowl 38 and the Panthers Defensive back Ricky Manning Jr. and the Patriots defensive back Ty Law will give their thoughts and predictions. The Best Damn Sports Show period tomorrow at 11 p.m. only on Fox Sports Net.
In this type of situation, you're a bench player. On the court, you want to continue to play hard.
Vashawn Leonard, first hoop in the second half. Vo's had a quiet night, quiet afternoon. 3 of 7 from the floor.
Francisco's got a good opportunity to play a very good player, Pau Gasol.
That's, well, I thought for a second it went off James Posey. I guess not.
You know, these type of situations, the Grizzly bench is looking and say, Pau on Francisco. We'll take Pau down low. Look for him to get some screens and get into that low block.
Jason Williams, quick release. Outlaw allowed to get the rebound. Yeah, the more aggressive team, particularly here in the fourth quarter, has clearly been Memphis. In the third quarter, they hit a ton of shots. Bonzi Wells lost the handle.
That's an interesting play. That was self-pass. I wonder why that was not a travel. Bonzi caught it, threw it up to himself over the corner, and gets it. And then they call Carmelo for a hand check. Nobody touches this ball.
You know what? You're right.
And gets it. You know, from our angle, the first time you could see Melo didn't touch that ball.
Unless they said it was a shot attempt. Well, it didn't hit anything. You're right. Here's Wells out of the corner. He drains a 3. Where was this game lost in your estimation, Bill?
Well, coming out of the second half, the Nuggets played some early, very good D, and Grizzlies hit some tough shots, and then it was off to the races. The Nuggets just not able to string together some defensive stops in the second half like they did in the first half. And to be a really good team, you have to stop the other team.
Fancy move by Carmelo Anthony, 25 in the game. Bonzi trying to be a little less bombastic on the floor with his new club. And so far it's working out. Coming up, the ACC Sunday Night Basketball immediately following our broadcast here in Memphis. The Maryland Terrapins will be at Littlejohn Arena in Clemson, South Carolina.
Well, there's 2 Warriors for the Nuggets leading the game. Both had exceptional nights tonight. Andre Miller and Carmelo Anthony just not able to pick up enough as a team.
And out of bounds on Jason Williams. Earl loses the basketball, and Gasol comes away with it. Jake Sokolidis will come in for the first time.
You got to give James Posey a big credit, really. Contributed. Their team game, again, Drew, they have 6 guys in double figures, and it makes it so tough on a defensive team where you never know where their points are coming from.
Do you know what? I'm just looking at the Memphis schedule, Bill. They've won 8 in a row after today. They have 2 full days off. Well, you know Hubie Brown's going to practice them. They have Portland, who's really been struggling. They're coming in Wednesday. Elson hits. A day off, and then they have Utah at home. And Utah playing without Harpering the rest of the year. And Kirilenko's been down of late. And they have not been, though they've been a very good team this year, they've not been a good road team. So, I mean, they have a chance to win 10 in a row before going on the road and playing Detroit.
You want to win them all when you can. And I've been in this situation before on win streaks, and it's just a great feeling going into practice. You just want to practice. You want to get the arena. You want to be around your teammates because you just have that great feeling of we can win anytime we show up on the court.
Skeeta pulls up, and it's an air ball, and that's a shot clock violation.
Skeeta, a nice ball fake. Just got to work on that. Good. Skeeta's got a good ball fake to his game, but he's got to work on that stride. That stride's got to be a little longer. That time he got by Outlaw, but not far enough. Outlaw able to get back and get a little hand on his shot.
I'm trying to remember the guy you pointed out, that same situation a year ago, that when you take a jab step to get separation.
Absolutely. Good job.
There's Elson creating a turnover. Finds Boykins. And Francisco wide open from 12 feet, won't go. Final minute from Memphis. Boy, it looked for all the world like this one